Hello friends, let us study something about psychology as a science. Psychology is concerned with almost all aspects of our lives. That is why everyone is interested to know about psychology. But there are many misconceptions about this subject. Many people think that psychology deals with treating mad people. Some other feel that psychologists can read your mind just by looking at your face, forehead, etc. They tend to equate psychologists with astrologers, gemologists, numerologists, palmists, or graphologists who claim to solve your problems of life and predict your future. Then, what exactly psychology is? You might have heard the term psychology, psychological, mental, etc. But do you know what is the meaning of psychology and how did it evolve? Is psychology a science or art? What is science and what are its characteristics? What is the subject matter of psychology? In this session, you will find answers to these and many more such questions. By studying psychology, you will be able to understand what psychology is and what it is not. This session introduces the subject of psychology. Let us take a simple test on our general information about the subject psychology. So just take a pencil and paper and simply answer in yes or no. Later on, we will just check your recorded items. So what does psychology do? Let us answer in yes or no. And these are the questions. The first one is, psychology reads your mind by reading the face. You have to just answer in yes or no. Psychology studies the soul. The third question, it studies the functions of the brain. It studies the dreams. Psychology studies the conscious behavior. Psychology studies the unconscious behavior. Psychology does psychological testing. The eighth question is, does counseling, that is, psychology does counseling. Ninth, psychology studies the mental disorders. 10th, it treats psychological disorders by medication. 11th, it studies the sensations and perception. Psychology studies the mental processes. The 13th question, it studies the effect of heredity and environment on behavior. 14th, psychology makes prediction by face reading. And the last question is, psychology studies emotions. Well, I guess if you all have answered all the questions, we can just have a look and check them again. For your reference, I'll just go back to the previous slide in case you have missed some questions. Okay. If you all are ready, we can just go and check the answers. So the first thing is, what does psychology do? That is, psychology reads your mind by reading the face. And the answer is no. Psychology studies the soul. Well, initially it was considered that psychology studies the soul, but the soul has got no specific physical existence and hence it cannot be studied as a content matter of psychology as a science. So the answer is no. Then thirdly, psychology studies the functions of the brain, that is yes. It studies the dreams. We have heard about Sigmund Freud, who has written a book on interpretation of dreams. Then you have psychology studies the conscious behavior. Yes, of course it does. Psychology studies the unconscious behavior. Yes, it studies the unconscious behavior as well. Psychology does psychological testing. Of course, we all have heard about IQ testing, about interest inventory, adjustment, and aptitude tests, and many other tests. The next question was, psychology does counseling? Yes, it does. Psychology studies the mental disorders. Yes, in abnormal psychology and people related to clinical psychology, they do study the mental disorders. Then the 10th question was, psychology treats psychological disorders by medication. Well, many of them have the misconception that psychologists treat disorders by medication, but the answer is no. And for this, the explanation is that the people who treat psychological illnesses by medication are psychiatrists who are MBBS doctors and not psychologists. So, psychologists simply give therapy and not medication. So, the answer is no. The 11th question was, it studies the sensation and perception. Well, yes, a special branch of psychology that is called as the cognitive psychology works and studies the different functions of the brain. So, psychology does study sensations and perception. 12th question, it studies the mental processes. Of course, psychology studies various processes like memory, language development, and many others, problem solving, etc. The 13th question was, it studies the effect of heredity and environment on behavior. Yes, psychology does study the effect of heredity and environment on behavior. The 14th question was, it makes predictions by face reading. Well, that's not right. Uh, this is a misconception. And lastly, psychology studies emotions, which is very true. So then what does psychology mean? It has derived its origin from the Greek word psyche, which means mind or soul, and logos, that is the science or the study. So, psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. So, behavior includes all the overt behavior that we perform, and mental processes are the inward behavior. Psychology is an empirical science. Psychological science relies on empirical evidence as a way of knowing about how we think, feel, and behave. Now let us consider why psychology is concerned as a science. Now, as I told earlier, initially psychology was not given the status of science. During that time, the common definition of psychology was that psychology studies the soul. But since there is no physical existence of the soul, we could not consider psychology as a science. So, for a subject to be given the status of science, it has to fulfill certain criteria, and they are what I mentioned on the slide. That is, the first one is openness of thoughts. Then you have measurable or empirical subject matter. The third one is it should have verifiable subject matter, then reliable results, and systematic representation of results. By openness of thoughts, we mean that rather than being narrow-minded, we should show readiness to accept new thoughts. Another distinguishing feature of many sciences is measurement, which is defined as assignment of numbers to objects or events according to certain rules. Psychology as a science is first of all and above all empirical. That is to say, it rests on experiment and observation rather than on argument, opinion, or belief. Physics is ranked highest, that is most scientific among the sciences, as it has developed the most precise measurements. The next is verifiable subject matter, which means one can repeat the observation, measurement, and results again and again in order to verify the results. Then you have reliable results, that is, if again and again you get the similar results, that is, if there is consistency, there is reliability in the results. And lastly, we have a systematic approach and theory. So data from observations and experiments are essential to science, but for them to make some sense in helping us to understand events, they must be ordered in some way. The scientist tries to find a limited number of principles which will summarize the data economically. Scientific theories are important tools for the organization of data. However, psychology is a different type of science, that is, it is a behavioral science. In physics or chemistry, researchers investigate processes and events which remain stable and constant to a large extent. This makes it possible to measure and predict with a reasonable degree of accuracy. But it is not the case with human behavior, which is highly complex, not easily controllable, and appears to be much more unpredictable than the reactions of physical and chemical substances. Whereas other sciences investigate things around man, psychology studies man himself. The methods used in psychological research include observation, interviews, psychological testing, laboratory experimentation, and statistical analysis. Thus, psychology is characterized under the youngest group of scientific inquiry, the social behavioral science, which also includes subjects like anthropology, economics, education, geography, history, linguistics, sociology, etc. The first group of science are the physical sciences, which include subjects like physics, chemistry, etc. Next is the biological or life sciences that include such subjects as biology, botany, zoology, and so on. Let us now have a look at the goals of psychology. Contemporary scientific psychology has four explicit goals, that is to describe, description, to explain, that is explanation, to predict, that is prediction, to control behavior, and overall enhance quality of life. These goals are the same as common sense goals that we all use in everyday life. Let's say that a teacher complains to her head of department that a student, Tushar, was horrible today and that he is not a good student. Is this a good description of Tushar's behavior? No, it's not. On the other hand, let's assume that the teacher said that he daily comes late to class, doesn't concentrate in the class, talks while the lecture is on. This is a much better description of behavior because it is specific and concrete. Similar specific descriptions may suggest that Tushar misbehaves more than most children. The teacher and head of the department now wonder why Tushar is beginning to misbehave more and more. Is he frustrated? Does he have an inferiority complex? Does he have low self-esteem? Or does he have attention deficit disorder? Does he have an imbalance of certain key neurotransmitters in his brain? Or does he have a childhood neurosis? As you can see, potential explanations are plentiful. They have to be evaluated. This is where prediction and control comes in. Let us say that Dr. X, the family pediatrician, suggests that Tushar is indeed suffering from attention deficit disorder. Let's also assume that Dr. X is convinced that Tushar eats too many foods with refined sugar and that this causes, through a complex biochemical reaction, a depletion of certain neurotransmitters. He recommends a diet of natural foods with little refined sugar. The physician is predicting that the change in diet will take away the undesirable symptoms. Let us say that the diet is tried. Tushar sticks to it. If there is no change in Tushar's misbehavior after several weeks, both Dr. X and the parents will conclude that the explanation was incorrect. On the other hand, if the diet is therapeutic and Tushar's behavior becomes more manageable, then control has taken place. The explanation will appear to be adequate. Let us now see what are the major branches of psychology. So, based on the functions of the subject matter, Psychology is divided, the branches of psychology are divided majorly into two categories, that is theoretical branches and the applied branches. Now, the major function of theoretical branches is to define or to give a theory, whereas the applied branches use this theory to resolve the practical problems of life. Under theoretical branches, we have developmental psychology, which studies the developmental phases of the individual right from the time of conception to death. So in short, we can tell that developmental psychology studies the various avenues of human behavior from womb to the tomb. Then you have abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology studies the different diagnostic procedures, testing of various psychological disorders. Then you have social psychology that studies the interaction of human beings in the society. Cognitive psychology, it studies about the brain and the functioning of the brain. Then you have biological psychology that studies how the physical elements of our body or how the physiology is related to the human behavior. Then we have applied psychology. In applied psychology, we have educational psychology, clinical psychology that uh, relies on solving the problems in the clinical field. You have sports psychology, application of psychology in the field of sports. Then we have military psychology, we have forensic psychology that helps in the legal issues. We have industrial and organizational psychology, especially which is used in the human resource development and personnel department in organizations. You have counseling psychology, which applies the principles of psychology in nearly every field of life and counsels people. Then you have health psychology that deals with healthy habits. Based on all these branches of psychology, we have certain career paths in psychology. Like you have biopsychology and neuroscience. And as we can see, the career opportunities are in research settings, for instance, at universities, for the federal government, and in private research labs. You have cognitive psychology. Again, it is you have some career opportunities in research settings, although some, such as those who specialize in human-computer interactions, consult for business. Then you have developmental psychology, research settings, although others work in schools and community agencies to help improve and evaluate the effectiveness of various intervention. Then you have forensic psychology. Forensic psychologists work in the criminal justice system. They may testify in court and may provide information about the reality of eyewitness testimony and jury selection. Then you have health psychology. These psychologists work with medical professionals in clinical settings to promote better health, conduct research, and teach at universities. Then you have sports psychology. They work in gyms, schools, professional sports teams, and other areas where sports. These are few research areas in psychology which I have depicted in percentages, which is showing the percentage of research area in psychology. So looking at this graph, we find out that most of the people are interested. That means around 25.1% of people are more interested in research related to developmental psychology. Next to that, we have so people who are interested in social psychology or social psychological research, around 21.6% of people. Then you have 15.8% of people who are interested in personality psychology. Then you have 13.6 who are related in other research areas. And then you have smaller numbers in experimental psychology, physiological psychology, psychometrics, cognitive psychology, and so on. So today uh, the various definitions of psychology, goals of psychology, and few branches of psychology. Thank you so much for your patient listening.